London Uncovered. As we are moving on to a paradigm shift, today we are talking about teachers. And yes, we want to thank all the teachers from the bottom of our hearts. There's a Japanese saying which says, better than 1,000 days of diligent study is one day with a great teacher. And teachers are truly the pillars of a nation. When we look at the word education, it comes from Latin educare, educere, and educatum. And it means to nurture, to nourish, to bring out, to lead forth, or to draw out. A student is like a blank sheet of paper, and the teachers are the source that teach them moral values, facts and truth, help them to grow, act as the friend, philosopher, and guides. They are the encouragers, motivators, and life changers. I remember when we were in school and we had very strict and negative teachers. Then a song would be, we don't need no education. We don't need no thoughts control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teacher, leave those kids alone. Yes, it was the brick in the wall. That was a school anthem. But as we grew up and got to know more about life, we realized the value of teachers. And they say an average teacher affects over 3,000 students during their career. And when students were interviewed all over the world, they said teachers had a great positive impact on their lives. They helped them fulfill their dreams. They helped them to believe in themselves. They helped them to boost their self-esteem and confidence. And I learned the most important lessons in my life from teachers. And they taught us to have principles in life, to have moral values, to have and to love one another, and to make our parents and teachers proud, to make our friends and their families proud, and to pay the debt of our existence. So today we want to say thank you, teacher, because you have taught us the power of words, the power of not giving up, the power of keeping things together in spite of everything around us. And to sum it up all, in the words of Walter de Winter, and he says in his poem Thinking, if you think you're beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but think you can't, it's almost akin to you won't. If you think you lose, you're lost, for out in the world you find success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can win the prize. Life's battles don't always go to the strongest or fastest man, but sooner or later the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. And thank you, teacher, for teaching us how to win. And next on the list, we have none other than our favorite Alan. Good morning, Alan.
Morning, Sanjay.
Tell us, how valuable are teachers?
The teachers can be very invaluable. We all of us must remember a certain teacher from our past who inspired us and made us go on to do better things. So in that respect, teachers can be invaluable.
Tell us, what are the great qualities of a good teacher?
Being able to see and spot the impetus or what lies within a person and being able to drag it out. For example, teachers can see into the future. I remember John Lennon's headmaster once saying to him, young Lennon seems to be interested in the guitar, but he will never make a living out of it.
What message would you give to the world, Alan?
I would say that teachers are right up there amongst the most valuable key workers. They're educators, informers, and like everything in society, there's good and bad, but the good ones, as I say, we always remember.
Alan, as always, a pleasure.
Thank you.
As we are moving along with this topic on Thank You Teacher, let's see what Tom has to say about it. Morning, Tom.
Morning, Sanjay.
Tell us, how valuable are teachers?
Our teachers are very important. Not just your classroom teacher. I mean, I consider my parents were teachers, extended family were teachers, you know, helping you to learn, to mature. I think so many roles to inspire as well. So I would say teachers are one of the most important assets we have. You can have good experiences and bad with teachers. I remember when I was young, one of the very first teachers I had, I remember her name was Beecham. She was a bit of a racist, to be honest. I mean, I'm going back to the 70s now, and she treated me very poorly. Luckily, people realised, my classmates realised, and other teachers realised what a negative effect she was having on me, keeping me behind after school and smacking me and things like that. So basically she was sacked. But I've always had very positive experiences with teachers, I would say.
Tom, tell us, what should be the great qualities of a good teacher?
I think a good teacher needs to inspire, to engage, to help, not just educationally in your personal life where appropriate. They're not your babysitter, but I think teachers these days, they have so many different roles that really they need to remember they are there to teach primarily. So teaching by using really good, engaging methods.
Tom, how would you thank all the teachers?
Yeah, I would say to all the teachers in the world, just keep on doing what you're doing. I know that it's a stressful job, But we appreciate you. I know my children do. I did as well. Just know that you are loved in work and outside of work. So just keep on doing what you're doing.
Tom, thank you once again.
No problem, Sanjay.
Moving on, let's see who we have next now. And she's none other than Mary. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Sanjay.
Tell us, what are your thoughts on teachers?
Teachers, for me, are the best role models in the world. Simple because of the work that they do. They help our children to develop and become better people in future. So definitely, yes, they're role models for me.
What do you think are the great qualities of a good teacher?
A good teacher is someone who has passion to make a difference. They have to have patience. They have to be an encourager. They have to inspire our children to do better and become the best version of themselves.
Mary, what message would you give to the world?
The message I want to give to the world is that let's value our teachers. They are a good resource that we have. They inspire our children, and let's reflect it in the salary that we give them, because definitely without them, we wouldn't have the leaders that we have today. We wouldn't have the scientists that we have today. So definitely, let's recognize them. They are good role models in our community.
Mary, as always, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjay.
Thank you, teacher. Let's see, who do we have next? And is none other than Edward. Good morning, Edward.
Good morning.
Tell us, what are your thoughts about teachers?
Teachers are probably some of the most important people you will ever meet in your life. From such a young age, they're going to teach you some of the things that you will need to get through life. Some of it you won't think is important, some of it may not be, but you need to pay attention. They need to get that information into you so you can be the best person you can be.
What do you think are the great qualities of a good teacher?
A good teacher needs to believe in what he's or she is teaching you. They need to have passion, they need to have the experience to get you excited about the things that you need to know, and to give you the impression that you want to learn more as you go through life. Some of those people are quite rare. Some people may not have that enthusiasm, and when you do find a teacher that does have that enthusiasm, they're worth £1 million.
What message would you give to the world?
I would say that if you are lucky enough to have a good teacher, then just take some time out occasionally just to tell them thank you, and that you believe in what they're doing, and just thank them for the time they're taking to teach you all of these things. And believe me, one day you will find them useful.
Edward, once again, it's been a pleasure.
And
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let's see, who do we have next now? And oh yes, it's none other than Eddie. Good morning, Eddie.
Alright, Sanj.
Tell us, what are your thoughts on teachers?
My thought on teacher go back to even the very beginning. There's nothing we do in this world that we are not being taught. Even when we were born, we were taught to do this and that. So it's a very great profession that one takes on to do, to be able to assist others to grow up, to learn and do one thing or the other.
Tell us, Eddie, what are the great qualities of a good teacher?
Yeah, what I would consider to be the great qualities of a teacher is one, a teacher must be able to listen, must have a good listening skills. A teacher must also be able to communicate very well, because even in our days back in school, there are some subjects that people were running away from. But because of the teachers that were handling and the way they could communicate, even the students that were running away from some courses were able to come back and do those courses. So a teacher has to be patient, a teacher has to be very thoughtful, a teacher has to be caring. In fact, a teacher has so many things encompassed in him. And these are all my thoughts of the qualities teachers should have.
Eddie, tell us, what message would you give to the world?
The message I will give to the world regarding teachers is embrace them, reward them properly, appreciate them. They do a lot for us, for our children, for the society, for everybody. Look at the governor, the prime minister. There's nobody who has not been taught by a teacher. So my message to the world is appreciate teachers, love them, reward them.
Eddie, as always, you're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
As we come to the end of this episode on thanking all our teachers, we have seen that teachers are like candles that consume themselves to light the way for others. And we see in history, teachers have always been respected, revered, and even worshipped. When you look at the Bible, we will find that Jesus was addressed as a teacher no less than 47 times. And few words I learnt in a classroom that changed my life forever and taught me something I can never forget. Words have power. It was a primary school teacher, Mrs. Phillips, and she would say, words, the expression of our thoughts, just black marks on white paper, sounds in the empty air. See the power they have. They can make you laugh or cry, heal or hurt, fight or run away. Even they come to look and sound what they mean. Angry sounds angry when you say it. Ugly looks ugly. Life is precious. And whenever life pulls you down, use positive words to change the negative ones. And remember, never ever give up and never ever give in. And these words of Mrs. Phillips always has taught me that words shape a world, and we can use positive words to shape a world anytime. And to leave you in the words of Lao Tzu when he said, watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your action. Watch your action, they become your habits. Watch your habit, they become your character. Watch your character, they become your destiny. And you change your thoughts and you will change your destiny. These are the greatest lessons I learned in school. And with this revelation, anyone can make a resolution and go create a revolution. Thank you, teacher, for making me who I am.